Okay, another holiday session. This time I found some P-bars. The weather's not fantastic today, it's quite warm, but the clouds are out. I'm just going to do a handstand push-up and a balance session. Now I'm going to show some variations for both, so if you're working towards them, I'm going to go up to a one-arm handstand or play around with that. I'm not going to do much warm-up, so it's going to be a real fast play balance session. Same with the handstand push-ups. I'm just going to explore these P-bars and see what happens. Now the bars are pretty good, but one of my pet hates is these are too wide for me. Don't like them that wide. And I was going to work on bar muscle ups, where I use a bit of a kip for my bar muscle ups. This bar's too short, and this one has like a double bar, so I'm going to hit my head if I try and kip up from this lower bar, and the higher bar, the lower bar is going to be in the way. So for my two-arm balance to start with, I'm just going to start up on these P-bars. I'm going to go up and hold for like 20-30 seconds in two-arm on here, just to like calibrate into these P-bars. If you're doing freestanding handstand just on the floor and your max is around that 20-30 seconds, I would be doing a conditioning hold for a little bit longer than that. So have your feet up against something, so either resting on these bars over here. So if you're comfortable to do it, you could kick up to something like the bar up the top here. So find the bar like this, have a foot either side of it, or have your foot on one side. So I'd probably go that way as opposed to that way, because you're more likely to overbalance and fall on your back. So in that position is probably the best option if you're still working on your freestyle and balance and you're comfortable to kick up to the bar. For bent arm push, I'm just going to go with some dips to warm that up. Now you can do the dips on the P-bars, or you could do it on a straight bar if you're going to work towards more of the muscle up. So standard dips on there. If you don't have the full movement, you could just do eccentrics. So starting from your top position and then lowering down with a hold at the bottom, and then just putting your feet down and doing a jump back up again. Well, a little bit more challenging is a straight bar dip. So going to the top support position and then just coming down as low as you can, ideally chest or like nipples to the bar. And then notice the feet are coming forwards to counterbalance the body being behind the bar. So I'm going to start to warm up the one-arm handstand. I'm just going to go into a straddle, two-arm handstand, starting straight, opening to straddle, go up onto fingertips. Notice when I do it, so I'm going to go into my straddle position. I'm going to look across to the hand. I'm going to slowly shift the weight until my hip gets on top of my shoulder, on top of my hand, then up to fingertips. That feels okay. I could go to one finger or lift the hand. Other side's not going to be so strong, especially at the start. Same idea, trying to stack that hip on top of the shoulder, on top of the hand. So I'll start on fingertips with that side, because it takes a while to warm up that left. Now for the handstand push-up, I'm just going to do an eccentric. So a handstand at the top, slowly lower to the shoulder stand position. You could do this on the floor and just take the head to the floor, but I actually find the shoulder stand easier to hold at the bottom than that headstand position. So up into your straight handstand, show control at the top, and then slowly lower, taking the shoulders forwards, feet back, elbows coming into the side until my upper arm reaches my torso. Push the arms into the torso to find balance. See what I mean about those bars being wide? I'm like this. Ideally I'll be like that. Now for the one-arm handstand, I'm going to play with it a little bit. So I recommend you do this. If you can get to like a fingertip, just have a little bit of a play. If you can lift the hand and come back down again, and at least show control in the two-arm handstand afterwards. So like throw the hand up, but trying to throw the hand up so you don't shift the shoulder up in the air. I'll be able to do it with control on the left, so I'm going to go all the way up. Sorry, control on the right. So I bring the left arm up all the way to touch the leg, come back down again with nice and slow. With the other side, I'm going to lift up quite fast and come back down again, so it's going to be a little bit more of a play with the position instead of holding the position. So find the leg, come back down again. Same on the left. This one's going to have to fly up a little bit more and come back down again. So my goal there when I'm just warming up is just to try and bring this hand up, come back down again without the shoulder moving around. Now if you're not up to that level, just go to fingertips, come back down again, see if you can hold control in two arms, go up to fingertips, come back down, see if you can show control in two arms on each side. And if you're still working that 2-arm handstand, find a wall or a bar like this and then come on and off the wall. Okay, then crow to handstand. Now you could do this on the floor. You could use a little bit of momentum if you need to, so shoulders down, hips up, throw the legs up in the air. Or you could do it slowly if you have the control. Now ideally, if you get up to handstand from the crow, then see if you can get back down again and land in position. Same thing on the P-bars. Okay, same thing for the 1-arm handstand, but I'm just going to go for like a 5-second hold on each side. Not guaranteeing it on the left side. Should be given on the right. Messy. Not even sure. That stone does not help. Not sure if that's quite 5 seconds on the left, but I'll do it again on the next set, see if I can increase it slightly. Okay, handstand push-ups, I'm just going to do a partial range now, so I'm just going to come down as far as I feel comfortable with, but the priority is getting back up, not necessarily depth. So you could do this freestanding, so I could come here, and then I could close the shoulder, bring the feet back, come down a little bit, come back up, show control, and just test it. You can put something down to like put your head onto. Same thing on the P-bars. And I'm doing this really, I know I can get back up from a deficit, but I'm not sure if I can get back up from a deficit on these wide P-bars, so I'm testing it to see how low I feel comfortable with. So it's not that deep. I don't know if I'll be able to go all the way down to like a stop and come back up again, but I'll test it on the next set. Okay, so I'm holding okay on my right hand side and not so well on my left hand side. I actually don't think my left hand 1-arm handstand is necessarily much worse than my right, but the room for error on my right is massive. So I can move around, and you notice with the legs are moving all over the place, and I'm not falling out of the 1-arm handstand. I'm just very good at controlling with the elbow and the shoulder, and I can pull it back for some bad positions, which I can't do on the left hand side. So that's why my left hand holds are around that 5-second mark, especially when I haven't warmed up properly. And then most training sessions, the right hand side, you can just see then I've got like 20 seconds on that right hand side, 15 to 20. It's just getting way more time under tension, so it just gets better and better and better compared to the left. Now obviously if you wanted two left and rights exactly the same, you would have to be very, very diligent and strict on yourself in terms of how you train the left and the right hand side. Okay, let's test this now by going as deep as I can on this handstand push-up and see if I can come back up again. I'm not sure if the P-bars are going to allow it. Okay, I did get back up again. It's a big push and it feels like the elbows are coming really far in, and I rested at the bottom and I surprised myself I could get back up. It wasn't the cleanest. I did arch my body and spread the legs a little bit to get back up. Well, whichever handstand push-up concentric variation you're doing, overbalance is your friend. If you start to lean on the wall too much, if you're doing wall assist, you'll just feel your body's really heavy and will arch and collapse. If you're doing freestanding and you start to arch and go back towards underbalance, your handstand push-up is going to feel 10 times heavier. So overbalance is your friend. So I'm nearly falling over as I come back up. It's like you're falling up into the handstand push-up, concentric back to the handstand. Okay, then I'm just going to finish with a few sets of 1-arm handstand. So harder variation on the right hand side, like a half straddle with the arm raised up, an okay hold on the left hand side, and then I'm going to see if I can get that deep handstand push-up straight after, and then do as many sets of that as I can. Obviously you could do something similar, so just do your balance of your variation, just push it to a limit where you can do it with control, but it's a challenge, and then the hardest push variation you can.